Welcome to a new episode of Nails from A to Z. This episode is powered by Glossary Live. Today, I'm here with Marilyn Garcia. She has been in the industry for 3 decades and is currently the Director of Education at CUCCIO Professional. So I'm so happy that you came to visit us and talk to us today about your career and about everything that you've been doing in the industry. But I think what everybody wants to know is, where did it all start? That's what this show is always about, is taking you all the way back to, because we all know you're from Puerto Rico. I think anybody who knows you, they know that's where you're from. Yeah. But when you started out, you were born in Puerto Rico, and how was your childhood and your family? And tell us a little bit about.
Oh my God, we have 3 days actually. So yes, I'm from Puerto Rico, so you are gonna know all because of my accent and all that stuff. I'm from Caguas, Puerto Rico. I have a regular childhood with my parents, my dad, and my mom. They were a family, conservative family actually, in Puerto Rico. No, I don't know, normal family. I'm the oldest. I'm the a girl and oldest of the family. I have 5 brothers, four brothers and 1 sister.
Oh my goodness.
It's a big family. So I have a lot of responsibilities and things to do because I have to watch out for my little brothers. So that created on me a sense of responsibility and like taking care of other people.
So you were living there, and how did you end up getting involved in nails? I mean, were you always into fashion and beauty and walking in high heels and all that fun stuff?
No, I was a tomboy. No, I was always with boys, riding my BMX, skateboarding. When I was 15 years old, I received an ATV as a gift. So you imagine, so nothing about nails. I always have my long nails actually, because I always have a strong nails, and I always have like piercing in my nails when I was 15 and 16. Yes, but no, never something on the nails. I was studying I started studying the university very young when I was 16 years old in the University of CUCCIO in 1991.
So when you were in university, what did you want to do with your future, with your career? What did you think?
Doctor, chemistry. So I started biology and chemistry in Puerto Rico University. Yes.
And how did it lead into nails?
Because I was young and reckless, and I supposed to have perfect grades to be a doctor and things like that. But I was more into not listen to my parents. That's the truth, and do whatever I want.
Because you were the oldest, so you wanted to test the waters.
Yes, and I have a few situations in my house, and I don't want to spend too much time in my house. And I was looking for a part-time job after I went to the I go to in the weekends to my parents' house, and I don't want to be there. So I look for a job. And my friend Joanna Nieves, I'm never gonna forget you, she was already doing nails. She was 17 because I was always hanging with the older group, because I was already in the university at 16. I was a nerd, reckless nerd. And I get to the university, all the stuff. My friend said, well, they're looking for a receptionist in the nail salon in Bairoa, Caguas. And I'm like, okay, I will do whatever. And that's how I start in the first time in the salon. And I was like, what is these people so worried about the nails? They're so like shallow. That's the truth. I was like, they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a doctor or something like that, and I'm gonna be a nail tech. That's what I thought when I was 16.
So how did you end up falling in love with that? Or did you? Or is this just a job? I mean, because it can't be. I say it all the time. And nail technicians, it can't be just a job, because it's backbreaking work. So you actually have to love it, or you wouldn't do it.
Yes. So one day, while I was the receptionist of this salon, Sistema Arlequín, it was an emergency. And you know what emergency is in a nail?
Somebody broke a nail.
Yes, that's correct. It was a Friday in a salon in Puerto Rico at 4 o'clock, and yeah, she I can say her name, Barbara, came in and said, I have a broken nail and I'm going on a cruise tomorrow. And my boss looked at me like, we don't have a space. And she's like, I'm not moving. And my boss said, you're gonna do the nail. So I'm like, and she's like, do the nail, please. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I just do a silk nail, a wrap silk nail. And she was like, okay. And I did the nail, and the client said to my boss, I want now that my appointments with her. And she said like, no, she's the receptionist, she's not a nail tech. And she said, well, you teach her. And when I came back from my cruise, she will be a nail tech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, demanding for a weekend, yes. And I was like, what? And I'm like, I don't want to do this. But when she gave me my first tip, propina, and I'm like, oh, okay. There is money in here.
Involved.
Exactly. So I start because of the money. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, she teach me. I start doing the nails and getting appointments, and then I start doing a lot of money during only 3 days because it was a part-time.
Yep.
So then, because I was very reckless in the university, I talked back to one of the professor, very bad, and I end kick out. Not kick out, is they give you a probation.
Oh, they asked you to leave?
A probation because of my reckless behavior. Okay. And I was like, I cannot come back to the University of Puerto Rico for 6 months until I have a hearing if they want me back. Yes. So I was like, it was like 6 months, and I'm like, what I'm gonna do? So I keep doing nails. And then I'm like, well, what I'm gonna do? Now there is money in here. That was like between 16 and 17. I'm like, there's money in here. I'm getting to get along with the nails, and I see the potential, and I'm like, okay, so I just continue with the nails because I don't want to wait the 6 months. And I drop off after 3 years. Actually, it was after 3 years in the university, and I kept the job of doing nails, and then I was doing nails. Actually, in that time, it was the salary. It wasn't the salary for you guys. It was per hour, and I was paid $3.10 per hour, and I was doing the wraps for. The full set was $55 American dollars because we are American citizens, we are American territory in Puerto Rico, so it was $55. Yes.
Wow.
And okay, now you get me in the role.
You were getting paid
$3.10
for doing $55.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah. Did it take you 2 hours? How long did it take you to do a full
No,
set?
girl, no more than 1 hour. No more than an hour. It was fast.
Yeah, but you were doing silk.
Yes,
so
silk,
it's way
fiberglass.
For those of you that don't know what silk is, it's like fiberglass. It's like dip without the powder, and then a layer of wrap over it.
But I guess you are very competitive. I was sure that I will be the best one.
Yes.
And all the stuff. So when I get dropped off,
because you did motocross and
yes,
you did everything else, so you had to be the best nail technician.
Always
too.
have to be the best on everything.
Okay.
And the sad part is that drama come in. Like my dad, like, you're gonna do nails. He don't talk to me like 1 year, and that feel my angry. And I was like, but I'm gonna be the best, and you're gonna know. I was like you're gonna know. And that hurts me, but I'm like, this is it. I will be the best and just go with it. My mom always supported me and all that, but my dad was a hard one, but that fuels me to get better. And I'm like, you're gonna see me in the future. So I was the black sheep, like. So when you run out with your family and they're like, oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna be a lawyer. I'm gonna be like this, and she do nails. I'm the one that file nails. But that changed over
Later.
time. A lot of years, it wasn't that pretty but, or that fast, like in 1 year. No, it took me like more than 10 years to change how
The
my
way he
dad
was
thinks
thinking.
about me. And this profession become like a profession for other people. And we still struggle with that nowadays. But it changed a lot from 30 years ago.
Yes.
So I remember that I was making my name, and some other owner of a salon offered me a job. Like I'm gonna offer you 35%, and I was like, okay, this is a lot of money because I do the math, and I went to my boss, my first one, and said, I'm leaving, I'm quitting, and she was like, no, let's talk. And what happened? And I was so afraid. I was like 18 years old, and I'm like, well,
You make 55 and I make 3.
yeah,
You do the math.
exactly. And this person offered me more money. It's okay. I will give you 45%.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Wow.
okay, so I'm staying. And she was like, this is for you to learn. Every time somebody offer you a job offer, just talk to your boss. That is me. You never know what is gonna happen, and now you're staying with me. And I'm like, okay. So I stay there. They changed the owner, and the owner after. If you're looking at me, look at who am I right now, and you not treat me so well. And I was doing everything on that job, and it was horrible. And I'm like, I'm moving from here. I'm like, no, I have to do something. So I quit that job, and I said, but I have to keep doing nails. And my dad said, I will construct a little in my house a space for me doing nails.
Oh, wow.
So I moved to my parents' house. I live there, but just doing nails. So,
Okay.
But my dad is a hard one. So he's like, well, and I will charge you
Rent
for $300.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And I'm like, okay, because I can do $300 in 2 days.
Right.
Money talks. So I moved there. Then my friend that introduced me to this job, Joanna, she's like, can I go with you and work with you? And I'm like, oh, okay. I was 19 years old. Right. And I'm like, okay, so work with me, and I will pay you commission. So, and that's how all this started. 19 years old, and I already have an employee. I didn't know that it calls like that, actually. After I moved a space that I was working in Bairoa, she bankrupt and no more. So the owner of that space, he looked for me and offered me the same space for $500. And I said to my dad, I'm moving.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I'm moving. It's only $200. That's what I do from her job, for her commission, the money that comes in. And I'm like, okay, I'm moving. So when I moved there, I have a space for 7 more people.
Oh my gosh, wow.
So I didn't know that people wants to learn from me, and I didn't know that I have that until 10 years ago. So the people, I start teaching people, Anita, La Muchacha, Picola, I have a lot of names, Vanessa, Noricel, they start learning. I teach them how to do nails and work with me. And when I was 20 years old, I have 7 girls.
Wow. That's awesome.
In that period, I learned a lot the hard way. I never went to a university to marketing, presentation. I learned English just reading. I never went to a school for English. So if you don't like my English, this is what it is. I keep learning. I learned a lot of words with Alicia this week, actually, and pronunciation. So I have those girls. That was a period of around 7 to 8 years. In that period, I get robbed. They entered my business. I was with a client, and I remember that gun pointing in my forehead. and but we survive. I get robbed. I get one of my employees also was taking money from the cash register. A lot of bad things. And also in that period was 1994. I remember that somebody said to me, "You're not going to the nail show, beauty show?" And I'm like, "What a show? Is there a show for this? I'm going." And I went to the Centro de Convenciones in Puerto Rico, 1994. And that's the first time that I saw Anthony CUCCIO, but I didn't know that it was him. And he was with Bill Wilson, because I cannot tell this story without Bill Wilson. and I met them in that show. Mm-hmm. And also a lot of things that changed my perspective. I went to that show and I saw a girl with this shiny trophy. And I'm like, what is this for? And somebody, there is a nail competition, you didn't know? And I'm like, how is this competition works? And I was like, I have to get a trophy like that. And that year I started saving money to go to the next show, because now I know there is a show in New York. And I'm like, I'm going there. And I didn't know how to, I know how to read English and understand like reading, but I didn't know how to have a conversation in English. But I don't care, I'm going. I was like 19 years old and 20. And I'm like, no, I'm going. So decide to go to the shows, that opened my eyes.
Was that your first trip when you went to New York?
It was that year, but opened my eyes, that show. Then the trophies, I have to do something. Then I met these persons, these different vendors, and it was like, wow, this is Disney.
Yes.
And I didn't know. So I started saving money, and I learned about the propinas, those tips. So I put a jar in my table that said for the next show. And the people, I put purpose labels, different labels in my jar, and the people would just drop the money. Thank you to all my clients in Puerto Rico. I love you. And when I was in that show, I remember that I saw Danny, I saw Greg from Young Nails, all these big names right now was there. So it's you see my face, like all this passion and all these people. I was like ecstatic, like, wow, this is it, and keep thinking about the competition. So I prepared myself to compete the next year in Puerto Rico. My first competition was gel and silk wraps. So
well, you were pretty good at that by then.
Yeah. So I wasn't doing acrylic yet. So I went to this competition. And thanks God, it was like 28 people in one, and the other ones was 42 people, and it was back to back. So I was competing in the first one. They're giving the awards away, and they were like, and the number one is number 28. And I was competing and started like, it's me. It's me. I'm just competing for the next one. So I won first place.
Oh, nice.
And then in the second competition, I won the first place too. So
then you were addicted.
Yes.
So did you end up competing in anywhere else?
Yes.
Like the US or?
Yes, after that, because it's very hard to save money and have somebody to train you, because I can won in the Caribbean, I was the champion, but how can I do that transition? Because I'm getting in love, a lot of drama in my personal life. So the salon, I was only from 21 to 26. I get married when I was 24, 25. Then I have Jose, my son, love you, girl, love you, boy, and all that, and saving money for life, and then how can I pay somebody in Puerto Rico? I don't have that in Puerto Rico. And then I know that it was a magazine. We don't have magazine for nails in Puerto Rico. So the first time that I knew that it was a magazine, it was in 1997.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, and it was also very expensive to get the magazine. But
Which magazine was it?
Nails magazine. Yeah, Nails magazine. And I see all these people in Nails magazine. I remember it was like the newspaper.
Yes.
Is it the Nails magazine in the mailbox? I stopped doing nails and go to see the Nails magazine. Yeah,
Yes.
there is no internet, girls, and all that stuff.
I know.
So all this from 1994 up to 2001, it was all this stuff. And it was the 90s, and it was the encapsulate trend that we put everything inside the acrylic. If you think that you see it all, you don't know nothing yet. we used crickets and everything. We went to Party City and buy all this confetti to put in the nails.
So you had a lot of adventures.
Yes.
And owning a salon. And what ended up bringing you to the United States?
I started working for another education as an educator to another company, and that gave me the opportunity to. I remember the first time I saw you. I think it was in Orlando show. Or no, it wasn't in Long Beach actually. When I was working with the other company, I saw you and I was like, oh my God, there is Alicia. I always admire you, and I found the picture with Tom that I took to Tom Holcomb because I didn't know that you can take a selfie. So I was taking the picture, so I have the picture of him, but not with me. Yeah, and I admire you.
That was before digital cameras.
Yeah, so I admire a lot of people. So I started coming to the United States, getting better in my English, getting experience of how to do classes in the shows. Everything is so different to do a class in a tiny class of 8 people, and then a class in a stage in front of 200 people. That was my first one in Spanish in Orlando. That transition teach me a lot of how to do nails in the show. So all this here that you see right now sitting here is a lot of learning, bad stuff, good stuff. Everything you have to convert it to a good experience, a learning curve, and a lot of 3 decades of making.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think that a lot of people have that same story that are very successful, is that they had a time in their life where maybe their parents didn't approve, and you were trying to prove somebody wrong, and you're like, I'm gonna make it no matter what. And I think that makes a big difference in your life to kind of push you and propel you into something else.
Yes.
And then also being exposed to, you find something and then having the exposure.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of technicians out there don't realize the impact that putting yourself out there does for you.
Yes.
Putting yourself out there in education, whether you're going to learn to teach a class, or learn at a class, or go to a show, or just be in that kind of environment, really can change your life and change the way you think, and also introduce you to a lot of people that maybe you would not have met otherwise.
Yes. So I was so when my dad started changing, when he saw the potential and how I grew with the salon, and then he became one of my biggest supporters. My family, my mom, my brothers, my dad, my clients, they always help me. They let me practice on them. I have to, enter the first gig of as an educator, I didn't know how to do gel nails. Nobody wants to do gel nails in Puerto Rico, so I have to say to Arlene, I remember her, can I do your nails for free, but you have to let me do the nails in gel so I can have the opportunity to become an educator for a company. So every time I have to travel things, I have to give thanks to Astrid Delgado. She paid my trip to go to Australia to get in 2010. So another thing that I have to say, talking to people, to vendors, listen and helping the distributors, beauty supplies that give you that help you to expand your career. The people, that's why you get noticed. I remember also the Nails magazine. I want to be in that magazine. I take pictures and pictures. Wait 3 days for have the actual pictures and send it in an envelope to Nails magazine.
What she's saying is that you actually had to send your film away and then get it back and then go through the photos to see if any of them look good.
Yes.
And then they're paper. That's all you have is a piece of paper. And so you send it through the mail.
To the mail.
With a stamp.
And then you know that you're being selected. I was selected in 2001, the first Puerto Rican that be selected in the Nails magazine. I start crying when I see my name in that magazine.
Those are really special moments because, you know, then there wasn't social media. There wasn't all of the things where you can kind of get that instant pat on the back where, you know, a lot of people do that now. Back then it was like you had to kill yourself and work really hard to get like that one time recognition, and then that was it. It was just once. It wasn't every day.
Another thing that happens to me is that sometimes something happens in life. You have a salon and people think that you have all the money in the world, and it's not. Some years you're good, and some seasons you don't have the money to buy products. So I will always say Nancy from Toque, I remember that I didn't have the money to buy products, and she say just take the products that you need, and I of course pay back, and I pay her back. So there is always opportunities and people that give you an opportunity. And that's what I believe right now, to give opportunities and to everybody. And I want to jump to the end, but yes, I have a lot of people that give me opportunities and chances and help me on this journey. And we have to acknowledge them also.
Well, I think acknowledging that, and you know, obviously, if you weren't as good of a person as you are, they wouldn't have done that for you.
I met a lot of people in the business. I've exposed myself working through the shows. That is a hard work, setting up all that stuff. But I kept my friendship or work relationship with Bill Wilson, and Bill Wilson knows a lot of people in the industry, and that's the one that always say to me like, "You're so good. Why you don't come with me and different countries and teach, because I need a nail tech?" But I was like, no, I was in the contract with another company and I cannot do it. So always be loyal with contracts and all that stuff too, but maintain your word with everybody. And I remember in 2013 that he always called me and say, "Why do you come with this to this country, all that?" And I'm like, well, and he called me, and that time I was in a rough path. Rough path meaning that twice in my life I didn't have enough money, not even to buy food. And yes, that's the truth. It was around 2012. Thank you, Lisa Aviles. Because in that era, sometimes I always have a lot of clients, but that time, suddenly I don't have not even the half of my clients. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I will always have all the money. And then, I don't know, the economy of the country went down, and I don't even have all the money. And I'm like, oh, what I'm gonna do? And she refers me and to do classes for the government, like a beauty school teacher. And I'm like, I take it. And it was a night shift, and that was Lisa. And I cannot mention to all. It's a lot of, but thank you all. So I started teaching in a beauty school during the night to compensate money. That was in 2011. And Anita, I remember that also. My clients, when I didn't have the money, they don't know if I don't have the money. But my clients, I remember they gave me the money, like, oh, it's Jose's birthday, and they give me $100, $200. and I was like, oh, they don't know. Thank you, Lord Jesus. They don't know that I didn't have enough money, though, even sometimes to buy the gift that they want, because when you have kids, they ask you for things and you know that you don't have the money. What are you gonna do? But this is your kid, it's your child. So thank you to all my clients. Even also when I don't have health insurance, that's my client. And I call Maria, I have my son, I need to have a surgery for my son, and I don't have a health insurance. And she did it, and I get the surgery for my son. So I owe this to God, my family, and my client. Well, in 2013 also was that era, and I quit my former job education, like as an educator. So he called me, and that moment I didn't have the rent for the next month. And I remember that I said to him, you know what, I'm going. And he's like, really? Really? And how much money you want? And I'm like, and I asked him for the rent that I owe for the next, yeah. And then he's like, I will do a few calls, and okay. So he did a few calls, and I had the gig and have the money. And he didn't know until 3 years ago, actually. And I know that maybe he's gonna see this. So it's a lot of things that you don't know, that you do, and you don't know the other side of that person. Maybe that person was waiting for that opportunity. Maybe that person need that, you don't know. So when you feel something in your heart, just do it. Don't think if you're gonna get something back. Just do it because it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
So that's how I get to meet Anthony CUCCIO later after that that event. If that event was in Brazil, that was my first event, like from with more than 200 people, and was more than 300 people giving a seminar for the company CUCCIO, and that's how I met this wonderful company that I'm working now.
So you moved to California to take that position?
It was in 2015. It was a period. I was in Puerto Rico, and the company, Tony, offered me to be an educator. So I became an educator for CUCCIO, and I love this company because of the opportunity. He gave this opportunity to be a director of education, a Latin person to me, and from the island from Puerto Rico, that I didn't have all these opportunities. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you have the opportunities. And don't be afraid about talking in English. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just own it and learn from that. Go on. Everybody's gonna you don't know how many times I have to fight, or how many times I have to just darle la vista larga. Don't care about it. Don't care what people say about you, unless it's something valuable that you have to change, because that's another extreme. Just dream, do it, and work for it. Work for it. After 2 years working for them in 2015, the sales in Puerto Rico was good. Yeah. And he's like, oh, this girl is good. I think so. Maybe I will. When he sees this interview, will be like, And he offers me the job in 2015. And he said, I will move you to California, come to the company and work with us. And I accept the offer and move to California in 2 months. I never thought that I would be living in the United States. My clientele was devastated, but I did the move. I'm right now 49 years old, and now I know, I didn't knew, now I know that all these troubles, all this path leading me to help me people right now, because this job gives me the opportunity to help people in a lot of different countries, more than 35 countries. Love you girls in Latin America, Bulgaria, Europe, because I changed the way of the education within our company to give more opportunities to everybody to be an educator for our company. And now I know that was the purpose, and I continuously doing it, and I'm sure, and I'm not gonna change it. So in 2015, I moved to California. So, and you wanna know something? When I get into the office, I see the computer, and I touch a computer in my life maybe 3 times. And I was like, what am I gonna do now? I called my son in Puerto Rico, and I said, Jose, how can you turn on a Mac's computer? And he's like, Mom, how can you get a job and you don't know how to turn a computer? And I was like, just shut up and tell me how to turn on this computer. And he's like, Mom, you're crazy. And I'm like, just tell me how to turn it on. Bye, I love you. So I turn it on, and I'm like, and I call Blanca and other people to help me how to get through this. Yeah, I took the job without know how to deal with a computer, but I knew that I have to. So I get into this office, never been in an office environment, always been a nail tech of my life. I still cry sometimes because it's hard, the adaptation for me. But I know that I have to do it because of my family, my career, and my son. Sometimes, you're a mom. If you're a mom, you know that you have to take all these sacrifices and all these steps for the better of your career, your son, and to teach your son that you have to get off your comfort zone. We always say, oh yeah, just do it, be brave, encourage, and all that stuff. But how was the last time that you take that step on you? So you have to do what you preach.
So you set a great example for your son. He's doing really well in
Yes, and my mom is very proud. Now I'm not anymore the black sheep of the family. Thank you. And I can say a lot more of the things. I use this journey and this journey that I'm still on to do my education training. So I invite you to take the education training with me and also in GlossaryLive University.
That's
oh my God.
Right. So Marilyn's actually here with us at Glossary Live to create a education training for the CUCCIO professional line. So she's doing the CUCCIO professional certification training for us.
Yes.
And it's really exciting because this is the first manufacturer training for educators online. Period.
And in Spanish.
And it's in English and
Va a estar en español también, así que para todas mis chicas de hispanoparlantes, la certificación va a estar en español.
It's really exciting for us to get to know you a little bit more, to let everyone watching at Glossary Live and around the world get to know you a little bit more, because sometimes it is a little bit hard when you're seeing someone from a distance, from a long way away, going, maybe I don't know, but now now everybody knows everything about you.
Yes, I'm very approachable, and I have a lot of stories. Yes,
and you have a great training program. Yes. It is a full 8-section training course on everything from gels to full coverage tips to liquid and powder. I mean, there's so much that you are training and so much you have to offer, and all of your knowledge and expertise into this training program. We can't thank you enough for doing that for not only Glossary Live, but also for the nail industry. It's very, very special. And the best part about the training is that you do get to meet Marilyn live in a Zoom. It is in a Zoom, but the important part is that a lot of people can't, go to trainings and come see you live.
Oh my God! You can tell me about the jar. My tips. I have to save the money to get to a training. So yes.
So this way you don't have to fly, you don't have to drive. You can just take it at your own pace in the comfort of your own own home with Marilyn, and at the end of it, take a Zoom with her, get to meet her, talk to her, have her look at your nails, have her give you all of the tips and tricks and everything that she knows to help you through your journey, and you know, and maybe she'll get into your town someday.
Oh yeah,
because she's still traveling now that this program is online. She's able to get out there and even do a little bit more traveling. So
yes, definitely.
And hopefully she'll come back to Glossary Live and do a master class for us.
Yes, we're gonna be each other more often, definitely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming to visit us. It was such a pleasure having you. We had such a wonderful time, and it was so great to get to know you. And thank you, everyone, for coming and watching us on Peel Back the Polish and visiting Glossary Live. And don't forget to see Marilyn at GlossaryLive University.
For more nail stuff, don't forget to visit glossarylive.com to find inspiration, trends, step-by-steps, and news. It's all about nails.